We are absolutely delighted that you guys are here on campus today. What we're going to do today, very quickly, is that first and foremost, we're going to share some quick information about our school. I'm just going to convey some quick facts to you about VCU. And then, of course, give you an opportunity to ask any questions that you may have about the university. That will today actually be followed by a quick tour of the university. The tour of this campus, which is our Monroe Park campus, should take no more than an hour and 15 minutes. But I think today, at the end of the tour, you will have a sense of the dimensions of the university, where things are in relation to the residence halls, the library, student commons. I think you'll have an idea as to where things are here at VCU. Now, the thing that I would want to do today, more than anything else, is really encourage you to ask any questions that you may have about VCU. Although I work here in the admissions office, I did attend school here as an undergraduate, so I have a little bit of a perspective as to what life is like as a VCU student. So today, please do not hesitate to ask any questions that you guys may have. All right, well, folks, the very first thing that we want to mention to you about VCU is that we are a large metropolitan university here in Virginia. And we say that really for two reasons. One, we are, of course, located here in Richmond. But secondly, and I think more importantly, is the fact that there are several Fortune 500 companies who have headquarters in and around the city of Richmond. So essentially what that means, or what it has meant for VCU students, are these wonderful internship opportunities with some of the biggest companies and organizations in the country. So as a school, one of the things that you're going to find is that we think it's important that our students are getting not just a good academic experience, but we want to ensure that as a student, you're getting the opportunity to work in a pretty renowned environment. So to that end, you're going to find that we've got an office set up here at VCU that will work with our students in assisting them in becoming affiliated to companies or organizations of their choice. But we are considered to be a fairly large school. At this point, we've got about 32,000 students here at VCU. Now, every time I say that, I see the expression on the faces of parents and students. One of the things that I would like to let you know is that we are actually made up of two campuses here at VCU. We are very much one school, but we've got these two campuses. We do have, for those folks interested in medicine, we do have a medical school here at VCU, a medical campus. It's known as MCV, the Medical College of Virginia. The Medical College of Virginia is the fourth largest medical teaching institution in the country, so it's nationally known. On that campus, we've got about 10,000 students. Now, that campus is actually located in what is referred to as the financial district here in Richmond. We've got about 10,000 students attending school on the MCV campus. But in the event that you decided to actually attend school here at VCU, you're going to be attending school on this campus. And this is actually known as the Monroe Park campus. On this campus, folks, we've got about 22,000 students. So although we do have 32,000 students as a whole, 22,000 would be the size of the school that you would encounter as a VCU student. Now, that said, what is very important to us is that students are having a lot of accessibility to their professors. As a result, folks, you're going to find that the student-to-faculty ratio here at VCU is currently 18:1, and the average class size at the university is currently 28 students. Before I do that, the thing that I'd want to convey to you is that there's a lot of academic variety that's being offered here at VCU. We've got students who are studying everything from sculpture to nursing to philosophy, engineering, business, economics. There's a lot of academic variety. At this point, we're offering over 60 majors here at VCU. There are 13 schools and one college within the university. So I'm pretty certain that if there is something that you're interested in studying, it's being offered here at VCU. But when we talk about admission, folks, the first thing that I'd want to convey to you about admission is that we are not looking for what is referred to as an ideal SAT score or an ideal GPA. In fact, what we use in making an admissions decision is a scale, a sliding scale. So if as a student you've submitted your application, and let's say for instance you've got a very good grade point average, then what that means ultimately is is that we're going to place less emphasis on your SATs and vice versa. But of course, we're always getting questions about averages. Everybody would like to know what the average SAT score is, what the average GPA is. Now, the figure that we would prefer to share with you would be the middle 50 percentile, that range of students who were admitted this past fall. So when we talk about your middle 50 percentile, in terms of a grade point average, it would be of students who fell between a 3.2 and a 3.9. And that represents most of the students who were admitted to the university. When we talk about an SAT score, it would be of students who fell between a 10-10 and a 12-20. And that's, of course, based on a math and verbal score. So that's not taking into account the writing section. But for those folks who really would like to know what an average GPA is, an average SAT score would be, when you talk about an average SAT score, you're looking at students who fell right around an 1100 on the SATs. In terms of a grade point average, you're looking at students who fell at about a 3.45. So the one thing I would want to convey about admission, very importantly, is the fact that when we're looking at an application, we're not simply focusing on an SAT score, we're not simply focusing on a GPA. In fact, we're looking at the entire application. So the thing that I want to really communicate to students is that when you submit an application, you want to ensure that you're letting us know everything about you, what you're doing in high school, what you're doing away from high school. So in many instances, the extracurricular activities that you may be involved in are things that could determine whether or not you're admitted to the university. So if we've got students involved in organizations and clubs, if you're working while pursuing high school, it's always a good idea to include that information in your application. As I've mentioned, in many instances, that has been the difference between a student who's maybe offered admission as opposed to a student who's been denied admission. So what we're saying at VCU is that we're looking for well-rounded students here at the university. Is anybody interested in the art programs? Fantastic. So as you may know, art is actually one of the stronger programs that we do offer here at school. The art school is actually today the 4th ranked art school in the country, the #1 public university for arts in the country. So there's a little bit of competition there, obviously, for admission to those programs. But what I would want to let you know is that we're not looking for accomplished artists here at VCU. We're looking for folks who have a lot of potential. Now, if you are interested in the visual arts programs, then of course one of the things that you're going to have to submit to us would be a portfolio. In the event that you're interested in the performing arts, you would then have to do an audition. What I will tell you about arts is that getting into the art school is going to depend very, very heavily on the strength of that portfolio, or in the case of the performing arts, how well you do in the audition. At the end of the day, that's what's going to get you in as an art student here at VCU. Now, what I would like to let you know is that there is actually someone from the art school who will be here in the Welcome Center at 1 o'clock. So if you guys are interested in getting some more detailed information about arts, just be back in Welcome Center at 1 o'clock. They do a quick presentation and they actually take you on a quick tour of some of the art facilities here at school. All right, now folks, if we do have anyone interested in